How you guys doing? It's your boy Beastly, back at it again with another video. This video has been on my mind for the last like 2 weeks. I've been wanting to make this rant. So if you do not want to watch this video, I don't blame you. But just know that this is going to be a rant about the COD content creator community, the Twitch community, pretty much anyone who makes content on this game who's a compulsive liar. I'm getting fed up with it. So I'm on my Twitter, Beastly Gaming. There you go. You want to follow me on Twitter? I don't really post anything. I just mostly watch other people on Twitter. But I've been seeing some tweets, and this shit's really annoying me. And I just gotta, rant about it for a bit. So apologize for the length of this video, but just know that as a COD OG who's been playing this game for damn near my entire life, this is absolutely deplorable, and the people who are doing this are absolute pieces of human garbage. So with that being said, let's get right into it. What sparked this video was like 2 weeks ago or a little bit ago, I saw a tweet on Twitter where this guy dropped like, I don't know, 205 kills and died like once or twice. And the caption of the tweet read like, "I'm the best COD player of all time." And when I read that tweet, I was like, does he not understand that like people like see through the bullshit? And I'm going through the replies to this tweet, and people are stroking this guy off as if he's the second coming of like Formal or Scumpy or insert very iconic Call of Duty pro player here. Like this, they were just stroking this guy off. And, I watched the gameplay, and the guy got 200 something kills and maybe was shot with like 3 bullets. Like he was literally shooting people who weren't shooting back at him. He was shooting at literal Helen Kellers. And just the sheer amount of people in the replies on that tweet and, the comment section of so many YouTube videos, as you see, I got a couple of them pulled up here. The people who were just like either really dumb and don't understand what's going on, or they just don't care. Which, I mean, if they don't care, then good for them. But I'm getting tired of this, personally. If you don't know what I'm referring to, I've been kind of beating around the bush for a few minutes. I'm referring to skill-based matchmaking manipulation. SBMMM, which is way too many letters. Basically, if you don't know, and specifically, it's not a new thing, by the way. This has been a reoccurring problem, but Black Ops 6 really blew the lid off of this problem, where basically people are doing what's called two-boxing, they are reverse boosting, they are VPNing, they are matchmaking, manipulating the people in their game to beat the crap out of them. And post them on Twitch, post them on YouTube, post them on Twitter, post them on TikTok, wherever they post. And what's really funny is basically back in the day, right, as you see with a couple of these older videos I had pulled up, YouTubers would have to hide the scoreboard, because otherwise if they ever showed the scoreboard, it would reveal that they were in a basically a modified lobby. So what, the current COD, Black Ops 6, has done, as you can see here, in Black Ops 6, you can't see your teammate's KD. All it shows is yours. Now, if the content creator scrolls over them, then yeah, you see it. But obviously, they're not going to, because, this guy going 125-4 is impressive, or supposed to be impressive, when his teammate probably went like 15-60. His other teammate probably went, 20-40, and you get my point. And the same thing goes with the other team. He could, show you the KDs of every single player on the other game, or on the other team, but they'd be dog shit. So he's not going to do that. He's just going to specifically make his Twitter clip, make his TikTok clip, post a screenshot, and have people, insane bro GG, just stroke them off. Absolutely stroke them off in the comments. Or was it? Here we go. Ryan, my man Ryan knows where it's at. Two boxing is wild. Might as well play custom games. Yeah, I'm liking that. It's insane. It's insane, the people who will just dick ride this guy for beating up bots. And this is just notice you could click RB or R1 and go to the scoreboard and see everybody's stats, but he's not doing that because he wants to show you his stats, because if he showed the other team's stats, it'd be a problem. But yeah, basically, if you're curious how this 125-4 game went, it wasn't because this guy is just the greatest Call of Duty player known to man. No. What he did was he either two-boxed, VPN'd, or some other form of getting himself into what's referred to as a protected or low MMR or low SBMM lobby. These are people who have like physical handicaps, like missing an eye, missing a finger, you know, other forms of disabilities. These are people who are either really new to COD or, you know, new to FPS. These are people who play on like old gen consoles, so they don't have like the highest frame rate. You get my point. These are the lowest bracket of players are the protected players. Now, you could have a whole argument on whether or not there should be protected players or not. That's a whole different argument. But the point being, this is a top percent or a top above average player inserting himself in a below average lobby and kicking the crap out of these people. It's absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane. And again, people just eat this up like alive. People just eat this alive. And I got a few of these saved up, not all of them by the same guy, but you know, if you see someone you know, shout out to them. But I don't know any of these people personally, so I have no ties to them. This is just literally what I've been scrolling through on Twitter the last probably 4 hours, and I got fed up with it. Oh, Beastly, people don't reverse boost. People would never reverse boost. People don't do that. I'm not sure if you see what's on your screen right here. This is a guy going 6 and 127, getting a 0.05 KD. You might be like, Beastly, what's the point of this? Why are you showing a guy who's struggling to go 6 and 127? The reason why I'm showing you this is because this is what's referred to. Now, I'm not saying this specific guy does this all the time. I have to do research into him. I just grabbed, you know, the first thing I saw. But if you ever see people like this in your lobbies going 6 in a billion or 6 in a million, whatever you see them doing horrible, what they are doing is they are lowering their elim/KD ratio. They are lowering their weapon accuracy, and they are lowering their win-loss ratio. And by lowering all of these stats, you're creating a bad account. And so what two-boxing is when you have two Xboxes or two PCs or two PlayStations or basically two consoles. Pick your you know, combo. You have two accounts, two games, two consoles. You have the bad account host. You invite basically on your other console to yourself, so you're basically duoing with yourself. You load into a game, and then on the account that you're not actually going to play, you just quit, and then you play with the normal account. So this is what it would look like if someone is prepping a 2-box, or if they were just hard tanking their stats, just so the way they don't have to go out the way in 2-box, they can just play on their main account. You go 6 and 127 a few times, I guarantee you the game will see your KD plummeting, and the game will say, you know what, we need to put you in a lower bracket lobby. We need to make sure you actually play the game, get some wins, and get some kills, because otherwise you won't give us money for our microtransactions. So yeah, I'm not specifically saying this guy does this every game. I don't know who this person is. It's just, if you see people like this going, you know, 0 and 40, going 2 and 25, going 1 and 37. If you see people like this, they are hard reverse boosting, either because they are trying to set up a 2-box account or they're just trying to reverse boost their main account. This shit is absolutely sad. Absolutely sad. And then probably the most egregious person, second most egregious person I've seen is this person. We're going to see a couple tweets from this person, but I don't have to explain to you how these stats are unrealistic. This guy has a 24.57 win-loss ratio. He's won 344 games and 14 losses. His highest win streak, or excuse me, his highest streak is 84 kills. His KD is a 20. Oh, Beastly, you're just hating because you're not as good as this person. Oh, you're just a hater. How skill-based matchmaking works is that it pairs you with clones of yourself on your team, and it pairs you against people who are versions of yourself. Okay, I'm back at a slight inconvenience. Where was I? Oh, yeah. I don't have to explain to you, or I shouldn't have to explain to you how skill-based matchmaking is supposed to work. It's supposed to pair you with clones of yourself on your team. So if you're a 1.5 KD player, it's going to pair you with other 1.5 KD players. And it's supposed to not just make you play with clones of yourself on your team, it's supposed to make you play clones of yourself on the other team. So if you're a 1.5 player yourself, you're going to go up against other 1.5 players. Do you see how that generally works? That's how skill-based matchmaking works. And what's crazy is in Black Ops 6, specifically Black Ops 6, because the game went to Game Pass, and there's millions of people playing Black Ops 6, or playing COD, excuse me, that they weren't, or not that they weren't prepared for, they were prepping for egregiously, was they jacked up their skill-based matchmaking even higher than has been the last couple CODs. So explain to me how this guy can have a 20 KDA, a 20 kill-death ratio. That would mean, theoretically, he's going against other players who are a 20 KDA player, and he would also get 20 KDA players on his team, assuming he's not solo queuing. Now, if he's playing in a squad, different story. But if he's solo queuing, that wouldn't make sense. There could be millions and millions of people playing this game. There's not that many people that have a 20 KDA. But do you see my point, though, how ludicrous this is? Like, however, you can manipulate the matchmaking by having a second account, the two box, having an account with a 0.05 KD, like the other screenshot I just showed you. And just like that, you're getting into lobbies where the average rank is like 0.4, 0.5, 0.7, point whatever, and you're over here with a 20 KDA. Mathematically speaking, it literally cannot happen. You cannot have a 20 or a 65 or like 170 KDA. That doesn't make sense. It's physically inconceivable. Unless you're manipulating the matchmaking, unless you're putting yourself in really, really bad matches. So I've been showing you stuff from players who are obviously abusing the system. Now I'm going to show you what a normal player looks like. This guy's a 0.62 win-loss ratio. I have no idea who this guy is. Nathan, shout out to you. But I have no idea who this gentleman is. I would assume he has a less than 1 win-loss ratio because he probably quits out of games. I'm sure he gets a map he doesn't like, or he goes against uber sweat lords, you know, guns he doesn't like, regardless of the reason. Maybe he has, you know, a kid or a job, whatever. It doesn't matter. The point being is that I'm sure he leaves games because he just doesn't like have the time or want to play that map or play whatever. So I'm sure some of his losses are like, you know, not natural losses where he just quit. Still, most people in the world who are normal people who don't abuse their matchmaking are going to hover around, I would say, like a 0.6. Like, it depends on how much you quit, honestly. But if you're a rage quitter, you know, 0.62 win-loss is not out of the realm of, you know, a possibility. I would genuinely say if you're like 5 or 6 stacking every single game, I would genuinely say your win-loss ratio realistically will probably be somewhere between like a 1.5 and like a 2. But once when you get to those, you know, crazy numbers where it's like a 25 or, you know, a 17 to 1, like once when you get to those, you know, ludicrous numbers, it's not realistic. Next, look at this guy's KDA/elim ratio. It's a 1.29. Right? COD wants everyone to be around a 1 KD. So this dude is slightly above average. But again, nothing's wrong with that because he doesn't manipulate his matchmaking. So he's a 1.3 gamer and he's going against other 1.3 gamers, if that makes sense. So I've showed you examples of people who are obviously abusing the matchmaking and abusing the game, which is classified as cheating, by the way. COD/Treyarch, in I think 2 updates ago, talked about people who VPN and people who are 2-boxing. That is actively classified as cheating. It used to be in a gray zone, a gray area, where no one really talked about it, but it was understood to be frowned upon. Now the developers are openly talking about how it is cheating. It is equivalent to wall hacking. It is equivalent to aimbotting. It is actively cheating. So good on this guy for having not be afraid of posting his stats, his realistic stats, not his fraudulent manipulating stats like other people have. Again, same guy. As you can see, dude went on a 113 winning streak. Against in skill-based matchmaking, lobbies would be impossible. Same thing with having a 22, or I'll round down, a 21 KDA in a skill-based matchmaking game. Physically impossible. Only way you get those fruity stats is if you are actively abusing the system. And then this was another one I wanted to show you guys. 1.5, 2.28. These are realistic stats. And not just are these realistic stats, as you can see from this gamer's profile, most of his games are free-for-all. So he's winning most of his free-for-all games, which is getting top 3, and he's having about a 2 point something KDA. Normal people who aren't manipulating, good players, 1.5 to 2.2, versus the totally natural organic guy who's 113, excuse me, and 21.23. It's insane. And then I have this where I'm not gonna play the audio because I don't want to get DMCA'd, but this video is so funny. Highly recommend you watching it on TikTok, where I believe the original video was. But essentially, to summarize the video, is that this girl who's obviously reverse boosting, 2-boxing, VPNing, whatever you want to use, she is singing, she is dancing, she has no care in the world, she is just mowing people down on Nuketown, she is getting destroyed, or she's destroying them, excuse me, they're not, look at her, they don't even know what planet they're on. Literally, she hasn't been shot a single time in this clip. She is just destroying. Look at that. They're just standing still. It's while she has a dark matter sniper, she's getting melted. While this other streamer, this other individual, this other content creator who's playing the game legitimately, authentically, is getting beamed from spawn by players who are actually shooting back, who actually know how to use their fingers, who actually aren't Helen Kellers, who can use their eyes and their ears at the same time. It's a completely different environment. She's abusing matchmaking to make herself look much better than what she actually is, whereas this actual respectable gentleman is playing the game the way it is intended to be played. It is insane. This clip made me laugh hysterically the first time I saw it. I turned that audio off again. But yeah, this clip made me laugh hysterically the first time I watched it, and it's so real. This is not natural. Like these are the 0.5 KD lobbies that she's in, and she's just mowing them down, whereas he on the other end is playing an actual game, just getting destroyed. I mean, hell, I mean, you can see it up here, right? 0.1 KD lobbies versus 69 KD lobbies in Black Ops 6 dead emoji. Like, it's not real. It's insane. You have these people on Twitter, and as we're about to go to YouTube, I'll save the most egregious guy for last. But yeah, just disgusting, whether it's TikTok, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Twitter, just disgusting. Now I'm obviously not going to play these videos because I'll get copyright striked. But I have them pre-paused, just so you can see what I'm referring to. So this was by Swag, who's, I believe, an active cheater that Call of Shame has exposed quite a few times in Warzone. But this guy who is a COD cocksucker who gets paid by Activision to speak highly of this game, to buy microtransactions, to pump out money. Anyways, this piece of garbage went 97-2 in a game, and he dropped the nuke. How old was this? 11 days ago. And he popped off. As you can see from that overzealous, oh my god, reaction, he wants that to be the thumbnail. But yes, I'm not going to unpause it because I've already seen it, but he doesn't show you the stats of anyone else on his team. Keep that in mind. He does not show you the stats of anybody else on their team. And the reason why he does that is because COD's hidden that to make it for them to do what they do, which is just manipulate and cheat. This guy's a fraud. I don't have it pulled up as an example, but you can go type it in on YouTube. There was a time where Swag was flown out. I think it was the Modern Warfare 2 or the Modern Warfare 3 reimagined, the most recent CODs, where he was flown out to play the game early, and he was getting absolutely shit on when he wasn't able to use his cheating setup against actual players who know how to play the game. It was a super funny video to watch this guy get his brains kicked in by actual good players who don't need cheats and external things to win games. But yeah, this type of thing, if you see this, instantly don't believe what you see. Another benefit is that this guy's a prestige master, and look at what he's going against, or look at what he has, and look what he has going against, dude. A bunch of people who've like barely, 2/3 into their prestige, haven't prestige once. Like, it's insane the what he just did. And oh my god, guys, I'm so amazing. But by far the scummiest individual I've seen, both on Twitter and YouTube, who just abuses this shit, is this guy named Pro. I'm not gonna say the rest of it. MVs. Anyways, Pro, this guy's a complete scumbag. 6 nukes in one game. King of COD. This dude couldn't hold a candle to actual good players. This dude's a piece of human garbage. This is, I believe, the individual's the first screenshot that really ticked me off, that made me want to make this video. This dude, look at the levels he's going against, by the way. Level 1, level 1, level 1, level 1, level 43. I think that's Prestige 1, about to be Prestige 2. And look at him, dude. 6, 29, 12, 11. Oh, Beastly, levels aren't indicative to how good or bad somebody is. Dude, look at the score. He has 16,000 score, and his duo, his buddy, is 12,000 score. The opponent on the other team, their top score is 3,900. I'll round up to 4K just to be generous. This dude scored 4 times the score of the other team. Now, again, I've said this 2 or 3 times, and I'm going to keep saying it. Skill-based matchmaking matches you up with clones of yourself and clones on the other team. So, assuming this piece of garbage didn't manipulate matchmaking, all of the people on his team would be equal to him, and all of the people on the other team would be equal to him as well. I'm not sure if you can tell, but aside from these 2 players, everyone else in this lobby scored relatively the same. 4K, 25, 24, 4K, you know, around the same. This guy's an outlier, but these 2 are really big outliers. It's just insane. This guy is a piece of garbage. If you see content from this guy where he's talking about 6 nukes in one game, that's just him bullying and abusing low MMR, low skill-based matchmaking lobbies against people who have like disabilities. Hell, I don't have the clip in front of me. You can go find it on, I'm sure someone's covered the video, but there was a video not that long ago where like some person was actively abusing a person with mental handicap, and that person plugged in their mic mid-game and was like, why are you doing this? Like, it was so sad. That these people just don't care. All they care about are their clicks. All they care about are the views. The fact that 2,000 people like this video is disgusting. This shit is disgusting. Essentially, by you liking this video and supporting this content creator, you're essentially saying, you know, I support just bullying people. Oh, I'm walking down the street and there's a person who, you know, who's not that old, who has a cane, you know, who needs some assistance. I'm just going to beat the crap out of them because they deserve it. It's like, no, you wouldn't support bullying in real life, or at least I hope most of you guys wouldn't, because I don't support bullying personally. I think if you bully someone who's weaker than you, you're less of a person. That's just my opinion and my belief. But I would never bully someone in real life, so why would I bully them in a video game? What's the point? Now, there's a whole different story with, you know, gamer talk and talking shit to each other. That's a whole different thing. These people are going out of their way to purposely hinder matchmaking, to give themselves much easier lobbies, to harass and beat the crap out of people, to post them on YouTube, to post them on Instagram, to post them on TikTok, to post them on blah, 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 blah. This is sad. And these people he should not be happy with himself. Now, I'm not sure what I'm going to title the video yet, but a lot of you guys might be saying, this is just the new COD, yada, yada, yada. I'm going to let you know it is not just the new COD, because the COD father of abusing SBMM, the king himself, Dismo. I used to be a massive fan of this guy until I found out that he was one of the OG manipulators of skill-based matchmaking. If you're curious, skill-based matchmaking started in Advanced Warfare. So pretty much every game past Advanced Warfare, if you see somebody with a crazy stat line, then you know they are reverse boosting / 2-boxing / VPNing / insert, you know, thing here. You might be like, Beastly, Dismo, this is not a good lobby to summarize. You know, he got 3 nukes in one game. Nah, this is not a good example. Dude, him and his duo got 65 and 6 and 60 and 70, and look at everyone else in this lobby. 5 and 17, 8 and 13, 8 and 8. I forgot, 18, 8 and 8. I can't speak. 13 and 13, 14 and 27, 12 and 24, 9 and 28, 9 and 33, 10 and 26, 10 and 32. What do you notice about everybody in this lobby? Generally, these players and these players all kind of look and play the same. except for these two players who are fish out of water. Why? Because they 2-boxed / reverse boosted their way into this lobby to beat the crap out of these people, to make content and post it on the internet. Again, 13,000 likes is sad. And I guarantee you, oh, look at that face swag, the cheater himself. Insane game, baby. Like, the amount of people who are in the comments, and again, this is an old video. This is an old game. But it's just the amount of people who are just so stupid. Like, it's just insane to me. Because again, skill-based matchmaking, how it works is whatever your matchmaker rating, whatever your ELO is, whatever your SBMM number, whatever your MMR number, you can change the vernacular, but the point still stands. Whatever your number is, it's going to match you with clones of yourself and clones on the other team. Unless you manipulate it to where you're not going against clones of yourself. That way you get a much easier game, much easier YouTube content, yada, yada, yada. And it just overall prints you money. Essentially, there was a comment I saw on a tweet. I wish I had the comment in front of me now. But where the guy was like, dude, just load up against, recruit bots and beat the shit out of them. You're essentially posting the same video. And this is another game. This is Infinite Warfare. This is the reason why COD removed the scoreboard, by the way. They removed the scoreboard because you could just openly see when someone's abusing shit. I don't need to explain to you how him getting 3 nukes in World War II should never happen with proper skill-based matchmaking and proper, authentic matchmaking. But he also did the same thing with Infinite Warfare. And if you go through Dismo's YouTube channel, if you go through the Korean Savage, if you go through Swags, if you go through, I can keep naming YouTube content creators who are, also Warzone content creators. If you go through all of their channels, it's the same fucking videos they do every year because these people have been doing this shit for the last like 6 or 7 years. If you genuinely didn't know that Korean Savage, Dismo, Swag, and I could just keep listing them on and on and on. If you aren't aware these people have been doing it, then you either live on under a rock or you're just really gullible. Because again, look at this lobby he's in. 24 and 58, 35 and 35. I can't make it I can't make it quality any better. 15 and 57. Look at that shit. 24 and these almost everybody on the other team has died 50 times. Let's look at his team. 114, 11, 16, 14. That guy died a lot. 39. There's 1. 27. That's an okay amount. And then I can't tell if that's a 10 or an 18. But either way, just look at the disparity. Look at it. This guy Dismo dropped almost as many kills by himself as the entire other team combined. Let that sink in. But if this was proper skill-based matchmaking and the game wasn't fucked with, everybody would be around the same skill. But it's not, because they are fucking with it. Again, the people who like these videos and go through the comments, it's sad. It's so sad. And what else is sad too is that this shit's become so commonplace over the last 6 or 7 years that people, especially in Black Ops 6 now that the cat's been let out of the bag, the secret's out, Pandora's box has been opened. Everyone and their mom's doing it now. Like before, it was just YouTubers, streamers, and TikTokers. Now it's even the average Joes and Schmoes are doing it too. Pretty much most people have an old gen console, so they have a way of two-boxing. And since the game's on Game Pass now, if you have Game Pass for one account, you have Game Pass for all accounts, I'm pretty sure. So this is just going on at a crazy rate. And again, Treyarch has already said that this is a bannable offense. This is a reportable offense. This is equivalent. They worded it as cheating. So now that the COD devs are aware of what they're doing, this is going to create some issues down the road, but just if you ever see someone post gameplay and they don't show you the scoreboard, if they don't show you their team, if they just hide things, if they hide their screen, if they hide they're looking for a lobby, like if they're hiding shit and they do egregiously well compared to everybody else, just way better than everybody else, don't believe that shit. Don't be lied to. Don't be gullible. Come on. If you're an authentic player, you will attract authentic people. These people are just money hungry, disgusting people who would lie to their community and lie to everyone else how good they are. And then you put them like Swag and, there's been others, but you put them in an actual pro tournament. Hell, I think there was one on Black Ops 6 recently what was it, old Optic? Was it OG Optic versus a couple Warzone players? I forget the video, but you guys can go find that too, where they whooped them in like a hard point by like 230 points. These were the quote-unquote best Warzone players in the world going against old retired CDL players, and they got their ass beat. Because who would have thought, when you take away their cheats, when you take away their matchmaking, manipulating nonsense, they absolutely, you know, fall apart. It's almost like you have one guy with a 45 KD go against an authentic guy that has like a 5 or a 6 KD, and that authentic guy that has the 5 or a 6 just destroys the guy with a 45. It's like, well, that's because he's, you know, he's not bad. But yeah, this is something that's been on my mind for the last like week and a half, 2 weeks, and I've been wanting to make a content out of it. I have no idea what I'm going to title this video yet, but I'm sure it's going to be something along the lines of like, don't believe these frauds. But yeah, stay vigilant, you guys. Don't believe screenshots and shit you see, especially on Black Ops 6. Most of the time it's manipulated. If you want non-manipulated matchmaking, check out my Twitch, twitch.tv Beastly Gaming with a lowercase x in the front and the back. As always, I hope you guys have a wonderful morning, evening, night, afternoon, depending on which time you watch my content in the future. Like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. Draw me a follow on Twitch, and means the absolute world to me. See you guys. Deuces.